What's up out there? So after I did yesterday's video, I cranked through my Ice Crash build, got it all the way through the campaign, did a few of the maps. I don't know where I'm at. Can we even check? Yeah, I did, well, 3 of the maps. So I did 3 maps. So it's out of the campaign. It's over doing what it needs to do. I was watching somebody else's build where they were playing the Behemoth. I don't remember what they were doing, Earth Shatter or something like that. And I was like, you know, I kind of want to play my Behemoth. So I got the Ice Crash build into the mapping section. I was like, this is kind of cool and all, but it's not really what I want to work on. I really got interested in this Behemoth build. So we are looking at Cyclone on Behemoth. So if you've been watching the channel recently, I've been doing a lot of different Cyclone builds. When they announced that the Behemoth could not do spells, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like a really cool Cyclone build. There's some really cool things in here. Number one, you get melee hits count as rampage kills. So every time you hit an enemy, it counts as a rampage kill. The hit counts as the kill. So that's why I thought, man, Cyclone would be awesome on here. So you also get melee hits Fortify, which, well, this is what I've taken. I'm not sure where I'm going to go from here exactly, but this has been pretty awesome going through the campaign. So I've got 10,000 tooltip DPS, 10,600 tooltip DPS, and that's probably one of the better tooltip DPSs. I've been kind of following these through as I go through the campaign, like the actual first character of the league only had about 2,000 DPS on tooltip. I know this isn't accurate. It's just a thumb, you know, just a guide, basically, whatever that saying is. It's just windage. That's all it is. But what I find is the higher number this is in the campaign, the better off you are. Now, I've died a lot in the campaign. I've got some pretty crappy gear. Like this is item level 27. I'm still rocking some older stuff. I've upgraded a few things here and there, but this stuff is pretty bad. Like it needs to be a lot better. But I don't have the currency and I've not been getting the drops for it. So it is kind of what it is. I will be pushing this character forward. We are currently level 64. All we need to do is get to level 80 to get the last cosmetic out of the whole thing. And I've got the other 3 are already done. I just need to get to level 80. I didn't think I wanted to do that with Ice Crash. I wanted to do that with this. So there are some changes. Basically, I based this off of my Berserker build. So the Berserker variant of this with all the rage and everything in there. I was into Eagle Eye and all this, not necessarily coming over to precise technique or anything, but I wanted to get enough accuracy on there. And then I realized that I just wasn't getting enough accuracy no matter what I did. So I just came over here to Resolute Technique, and I'm getting a lot more damage because of it, because I think I was like 80% chance to hit or something like that, and 70 on the evasive monsters or whatever. So I ended up picking that up. And then the other big change is I came down here to get Hatchet Master, which gives me a chance for Onslaught. Onslaught on kill, and then you get 40% increased effects of Onslaught. I'm going to try to run one of these Onslaught flasks and let that thing do its thing over there. But otherwise, for the most part, this is pretty much what that other build is. You know, come up here for increased attack speed and all that. We are getting 5 attacks per second. This ramps up to 6 once everything starts lighting off. I'm not exactly sure how much Rampage makes a difference on oh, I thought it said in here something about the speed. Somewhere you get extras, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is interesting. So I'm bringing you in at the very end. Let's go do this. This is the Katava fight. I'm probably going to die a lot as we get over here, or as I do the fight. Probably going to die a lot. Oh, I don't want to fight that thing. Get away from that. But it's kind of interesting. So the coolest thing about not having to deal with any spell related stuff is that you don't have mana problems. Like you don't have reservation efficiency issues. Like there's no problems at all. So don't have to deal with any of that. I need to get better sustain on my flask, so this kind of sucks. There's not a whole lot of monsters here. Usually they'll refill kind of quickly when there's monsters to kill. Yeah, see, there we go. But, so, as this thing ramps up, you'll notice the counter's going up to 160, 170. That's because every single hit that I make into a monster gives me a kill. So this stacks up pretty quickly. If you get all the Quicksilver Flasks and all that, especially you got a monster that takes a while to beat down, like this builds up. You can see it just ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. And I think as I get a little bit quicker, my attack rate goes up. So we're at 5.52. I think once it gets like 500 kills or something, I'm not sure if that counts or if it's the rage. I'm not sure. But moment of truth. Let's see how many times we end up dying in here. This can't end well, can it? Because I've got pretty crappy, what do we got on defenses? My resistances aren't too bad. He's opening with one of those things. Oh. No. Resistances aren't too bad, but they definitely need to be better. Like, everything about this build needs to be better. But it's been a hell of a lot of fun to play, that's for sure. I will be surprised if I don't die in this somehow. I've managed to die on pretty much everything, I think. But this has been a lot of fun playing this. I love Cyclone. Obviously, I've been playing a lot of it recently, but it's a really cool skill. It's very adaptable. I'm amazed at how flexible this skill is and how much it can be done with it. And this one was built from the ground up with this in mind. What skill did I start with? I don't even remember what I started this with. Oh, it was the one where you throw your weapon, whatever that skill is. I can't remember what it's called. I like that skill. So I've been keeping a list of all the skills that I actually like doing. I was talking about this in yesterday's video about trying to find ways of starting from Act 1 to 3, because that's where I have a lot of issues, because I haven't League started all that much. I'm thinking along the lines of, what do I need to do to get my, as an SSF player, I need to figure out how to get from Act 1 to Act 3, what skills work well, how to get there without a build guide, because I'm basically developing my own build guide as I go. So the concept is to try to figure out what skills and what things get me to that point without getting me killed. Oh, this is going to hurt. Nope. Missed. No. I hate those little slug things that go out. I supposedly have a lot of life regen, but doesn't seem to work all that well. I've only got like 300 regen. I think I've had like 1,200 before. I managed to just stand right in that whole thing. I need to work up some other ideas on this too. There's some other things I need to figure out. So, get out. Well, we'll talk about that here in a second. But, yeah, I still am not very good at dodging anything. I hate all this crap that comes out of the ground. Need to get more leech on this. I just put some leech on this here a little while ago. And get some more regen and stuff like that. I think there's some more regen stuff I can take for my ascendancy. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I'm trying to get down like the list of skills that I want to start a league off with, because there's just what you start from the vendor initially right out of the gate, and then what you have access to as you play, you know, turning quests in and stuff like that. I need to figure out what kind of stuff like that I can work with. Because a lot of these skills, like, like Cyclone and all that, you can't get to until Act 3. So, getting from Act 1 to Act 3, almost bit the dust on that one. It is like from ground zero. That's going to be the big goal. I don't know if that works with him or not. The culling strike. I don't know if that works. I'm guessing not. So one bright idea I had was I was going to do Rage Vortex like I did on my Berserker build. But then whatever I just highlighted, I don't remember what it is, Blade Storm or something like that. I thought about that on here with Culling Strike just to finish off the bosses. The Rage Vortex is a little weird to throw out there. Like, it's kind of awkward. And that's it. But this Blade Storm isn't too bad. You stop hitting and then throw that out, and I've got Culling Strike on it. And a little bit of more duration, so it lasts a little bit longer. It's almost 4 seconds long. So that is that. That's character number 2. I'm going to work on this one and try to get it developed up a little bit further. And I got to get what's done in town here done as fast as possible. Almost every time I go to town, I get locked up. It's very frustrating. I need to turn this in, though, and get my... I think that's it, and I think we can get out of here. So I need to figure out... Yeah, so... I think I just got all that done. Yep, we're good. So I need to figure out what to put some points into now. But basically, like I said, this is pretty much the way I did my Berserker build. I came through and picked up, Born to Fight, came out to here, picked up Kinetic Impacts, came down here over to Art of the Gladiator. That fills all that out. I went ahead and I took Spirit of War. This gives you Mana Leech and reduced cost of attacks. I also picked up over here into Cannibalistic Rite. I think this is slightly different. So this reduces the mana cost and all that stuff. Get all that going in here. But I don't have to worry about reservation efficiency, which is what I would have taken these nodes over here a lot for, is just reduce the amount of cost that there is to this whole thing. So I've reduced it as much as I can to keep it reasonable without losing mana. Oh, I can't run that in here. But I think I can run without, definitely between the Leech and the regen and everything that I've got going on here, I don't have to worry about my mana dropping off, and I've got this big mana pool. So it's been nice. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not bouncing off a reservation efficiency, but I am dying quite a bit. Probably because, let's just go in here let's go to town, or go in here. I'm assuming I guess it is dropping down a little bit. It's not bad when I'm in monsters. I don't notice it. I haven't been running out of mana at all. So I've not had any issues between the Leech and everything that I've got going on. Definitely could use some better on here, but the mana's not been a problem. Usually mana is a huge problem with this. I have not been getting stunned because I went ahead and took Unwavering Stance, so I cannot be stunned. And of course, that's what I did with my Berserker build. But then the other stuff that I came in here, every rage also grants 1% increased armor. Bastion Breaker for increased fizz damage. I mean, I guess we could start coming over here to slaughter and things like that. Increased attack speed, more physical damage. Not sure what else to go into. I'll probably do some stuff with POB on it. And, well, we could increase our stun threshold here. +7 max rage. Increased movement speed per 5 rage. I need to go POB some of this out and see what to do with these other 2 points. I'm not sure where to take things after this exactly. I'll probably be looking at, I don't know, we've got access to like Prismatic Skin, and we've got this other one over here for the Nomadic Teachings. We can try to maybe pick up some resistances. I'm not sure. I still have to figure out what my gearing is going to look like. So this build's got some development time with it. On the Ascendancy side of things, Rampager, of course, we have to go through that to pick that up. I also took the melee hits Fortify, and you also get life regen per fortification. And did I finish putting points into that? I guess I did not. I meant to keep putting points into here. So I guess that's where I'm going to put these. I'll go into here, increase my fortification up by 1, 2, 3, 6. So that's like 26 fortification. So that'll help that out a little bit. And then let's see. I need to see if Tireless Frenzy works. Well, you get another, that's like 36 fortification, so that's going to be a lot more life regen. I want to see if the increased attack speed actually works. So if I have that much fortification, is that going to make my Cyclone that much better? I might go into Tireless Frenzy. We've got the option of doing Sheer Fury, which 15% chance that if you would gain rage on hit, you gain your maximum. I don't know that I need that, but it does give 15% plus 15 to maximum rage, so that might be a good option. Fueled by Hate, I'm not exactly sure that I want to go with this. This might be kind of interesting because there is a Vol Cyclone, Might be worth checking that out for that. I'm not sure. Possibly. I don't know. I have to think about that. Final Blow has no interest in that. That's just unarmed and critical strike, which I can't deal with. Mental Conditioning sounds pretty cool. 4 mana, plus 4 mana per 4 strength, and then you get 80% of mana is converted to twice that much armor. So that might be kind of cool, potentially. And you've also got armor also applies to chaos damage taken from hits. And then you've got Steel Willed with 2% increased attack damage per 450 armor and 10% chance to defend with double your armor for each time you've been hit by an enemy recently. I'm kind of inclined to look for Tireless Frenzy and Tireless Frenzy and probably Mental Conditioning, because I don't know what else I want to take for my 4th one. So I'm very inclined to take Tireless Frenzy. Although Sheer Fury and Fueled by Hate might be a good, if I was to get a Vol Cyclone. I need to start doing Vol areas and stuff like that too. I did a few during the campaign with both the characters that I've got, trying to get some stuff from the Vol areas, but I didn't get Cyclone. Of course, I could Corrupt one too and see what that does. But that's kind of where this build is. We're through the mapping, or we're into mapping now, so it's all downhill from here. Just going to run through. I've picked up all the passive points out of the tree, or out of the campaign, so I don't have to go back into that for anything. It should just be all mapping from this point forward. So that's going to do it for this video. This build is kind of insane to play, because as you go, you know what? I don't know if I showed enough of that. Let's do I don't want to do a tier 2. Let's do a tier 1. Is this done? This is complete. We'll just go into this one. I'll do a real simple map here. Can I just do that? Yeah, there we go. I'll just do a real easy map because I don't want to die a whole lot. I don't know how this plays. I probably just took another hit. I guess I just took another hit to my resistances. I need to work all that out. I need to go get gear. But let's just take a look at how this build works and see how it goes. I want to show you, if you didn't see it, when I don't remember how many stacks of kills we got. Where's the thing out? You can get this thing stacked up to 1,000. So as you build these up, especially when you get to like 400, let's see if I can find a bunch of monsters here. When this hits 400, this thing goes crazy and starts spewing all kinds of stuff out. It doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage necessarily, but it's kind of cool, all the fireworks that come out. And everything you do is just beating on something and generating more and more kills. And as long as you're hitting monsters, this thing just wails on stuff. And I thought it would have a problem of, oh, this thing's going to explode when I get done, so we need to get away from him. I thought it was going to have a problem with, like, when the thing starts running out, when it starts running down. But it's actually not that big a deal. You can usually find another monster by the time this thing runs out. I'm going to run out. Nope. Caught it. So you can usually get to another pack of monsters pretty quickly and keep going. Oh, what? Are we frozen? What's the problem? What the what? And there's 1,000. So I kind of feel like you almost want to stop and start over again. But this, let it build back up or something, you know what I mean? I don't know. This build is pretty cracked out. I like it. I think this is great. This is exactly what I was thinking it would I didn't know how it was going to end up. I just thought it would be really cool, you know what I mean? And then it's really cool and it's a lot of fun to play. Oh, and I've been getting a lot of chaos orbs. So I've got Magic Find. I have more Magic Find on this than I do in PoE 2 in game. It's kind of crazy. But at any rate, this is what I got going on. And it dawned on me that I can run, because I've got all these sockets. We didn't even talk about that yet. So I've got all these sockets sitting here. Where's the boss? Way over there. I'm not going to make it over there. I'll just chat about this real quick and then we'll wind out. So I realized I've got all these sockets sitting here. You can see how far I'm going with still have 1,000 kills. So I've got all these sockets sitting here, like wrong buttons. So we're going to 6-link this thing, and that's kind of it. We've got Leap Slam, Infernal Cry. Well, I'm sorry, Leap Slam and Cyclone is basically it. That's all I've got running. So you can't run anything else. There's all these, spells that I can't use and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I wonder what I could do. And man, I thought I cleared this out better than I did. So at first I thought about Rage Vortex, and then I grabbed this Blade Storm, and I kind of like this a lot. So Blade Storm the problem with Rage Vortex is it drops your rage to throw it, and it's kind of awkward to play because you have to actually like throw it, and sometimes it doesn't sit in one spot. It kind of throws and goes out into a range. With this one, you can actually get 3 of these things sitting on top of each other, and you're getting 4.02 seconds with this. So basically 4 seconds of that running. And with Culling Strike on there, that means that once I start fighting a big boss, I can stop Cyclone, throw that out, and start cycloning again, and try to get it within that 4-second, try to get the 4-second window into when the boss hits that cull range. So that's kind of what I'm working with on here. And I also figured out, hey, I can use War Cries. I can use War Cries with that. So I thought that's even better yet, because now I can throw War Cries in the mix, and War Cries do not work on Cyclone, but they do work on whatever this Blade Storm. So I can run around with I don't know, a few different War Cries. I can't remember what I got on here. I found the 2 that actually worked with it. We could do something cool. And I should have thrown my I didn't even think about doing the Culling Strike on that thing. But yeah, I thought that would be pretty cool, is to have Blade Storm on here, because I'm gonna have 2 6-links anyway. So I could 6-link that, do Blade Storm, and if I wanted to play Blade Storm and try to tinker around with that as a build with Ancestral Cry and stuff like that. Auto Exert is a spell, by the way. I found that out the hard way. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but yeah, there's options here. So there's all kinds of sockets free. There's all kinds of different skills on here. So I don't think it would be very hard to try some different skills out that are straight up melee skills. We could do maybe some kind of totems or something like that. Like I thought there'd be, because totems are not spells, right? Oh, they are a spell. Yeah, okay, so they ain't gonna work. Well, whatever. It's a thought that counts. So there's so many things that don't work, but at any rate, there are a lot of things that do work. So I thought it was kind of cool that, you know, there's still a lot of skills. There's a lot of things that I could socket. There's a lot of options here, stuff to tinker with. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I am going to work on this build for the week and see what I can get done with it. This is going to be the build that I take into mapping and do all the magic with. I like this build. It's kind of cracked out and just kind of stupid to play, but it's a fun meme build to play. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.